Explorers, I'm Mark Williamson. This is my channel, Age of Exploring, where I go out and explore the world and talk about the history and science of what I find. This is the second video of my national parks tour, where I go out and rode my motorcycle to all 51 of the national parks in the lower 48. The first video covered the first 7 days in 6 parks. This one is about 8 days and I think 7 parks. I hope you enjoy. Start of day 8, heading towards Park 7, maybe even Park 8 if I can get down to Ventura and get to Channel Islands. Right now I'm heading towards Pinnacle, about 45-minute ride. Had a great breakfast here at the hotel. Time to get on the road. Number 7, Pinnacles National Park. Pinnacles National Park was the 59th park in the Park Service. It was a national monument 1918, and it took until 2013 to become a national park. That's almost 100 years. I don't understand why, but that's the deal. It averages about 350,000 people a year right now. It's not that old, so maybe that'll go up, but it's really close to a lot of metropolitan areas in California, and I don't understand why it doesn't get more visitors. It's known for its talus caves, which are caves which are large rocks that have fallen over to make the cave, not like lava tubes or mineral caves where the dissolved water flow. And it's basically an ancient volcanic core, magma core, that basically is hardened and eroded away except for where the lava was. So, Pinnacles National Park. Hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. All right, I think those things right there are condors. And then there's another one. Or it could be a turkey vulture. I don't know. Could be condors, could be turkey vultures. With my bad eyes and you know how far away they are, don't know. But they're big, much bigger than I think a turkey vulture is, so they might be condors. That's kind of cool if they are. After leaving Pinnacles National Park, I headed to Ventura. It's about 150 miles from the park to the hotel. But it's on the 101, which winds its way through the rolling hills of the California coastal range, just east of the San Andreas Fault and just parallel to it. It's a beautiful ride. In Camarillo, after staying at one of the worst motels on the trip, looking at new days in, I woke to rain. But as I rode the 25 miles or so to the visitor center, I could see west of me that the clouds were starting to clear. And by the time I was done with my visit, it had actually stopped raining. Okay, there's a sprinkle here and there on the way down Southern California, but nothing major. And half hour, 45 minutes later, it was clear sunny skies. Day 9, Park 8, Channel Islands National Park. I'm at the visitor center because Channel Islands National Park is about 11 to 29 miles that way out in the ocean. It's called Channel Islands because they're islands, and I'm not riding my motorcycle. Mattis doesn't swim. Channel Islands National Park is the 40th national park in the park system. It was a national monument, declared a national monument in 1938, and on March 5th, 1980, it became a national park. It gets about 328,000 visitors a year, I think here, not on the islands, and it's starting to rain again. The Channel Island Visitor Center is located at the end of the South Jetty in Ventura Harbor. The Visitor Center does what I think a visitor center should do in every national park. It represents the park, the culture, the history, and the nature of what you find in the park that you're visiting. There are a lot of exhibits. Most of them are kid-friendly and actually encourage touching. It does a great job of documenting the history of man on the island, starting with some of the oldest remnants of man found on North America 13,000 years ago, the Arlington Man. The park consists of 5 islands: Anacapa, Santa Cruz, San Miguel, Santa Rosa, and Santa Barbara. There are 3 major ecosystems in the park. The terrestrial, which is the land. Because the islands are so many miles offshore, the life that you find there is evolved through very specific environments. For example, the island fox, which is smaller than the foxes that are located on the mainland because resources are limited. You also have the marine environment, which is rich with kelp forests, crystal clear waters. I've scuba dived there, and it is amazing diving. If you have an opportunity to dive there, I highly recommend it. And then between the marine and the terrestrial is the coastal ecosystem, which includes tide pools, which are probably the most harsh environments in the world. You have a pool of water that's a certain salinity at high tide, and when the tide goes out and it's just now a freestanding pool with no ocean feeding it, the salinity goes up because the water starts to evaporate, the temperature goes up. It can vary as much as 40 degrees in a hot summer day, and the salinity can go way up because the water evaporates. It takes a very specialized organism to live there. It's about 100 miles to my brother's house, but it does go through Santa Barbara and LA, which have traffic. But it's a Saturday, so easy peasy. What little traffic there was in LA, I could lane split, which I really enjoy. Everybody should get on board with that because that's a blast. And I got to my brother's house about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I spent a day at my brother's house, mostly just doing bike maintenance, checking the bike over after 10 days on the road or so, making sure everything was tight and where it needed to be, tightening up the packing a little bit, checking the chain obviously, and I installed some camera mounts that I actually never used on the rest of my trip. I don't know why I did that, but you know. I also mailed back all my cold weather gear, the hippo hands and the thicker gloves that I had because I didn't think I was going to need them for the rest of the trip. The day after that, I rode in Joshua Tree National Park, about 200 and something miles, roughly. Joshua Tree National Park, located east of Palm Springs, California, is known for its Joshua trees, bouldering, and amazingly dispersed desert wildlife. After stopping at this visitor center, I went to my campsite for the evening in Jumbo Rocks Campground. It was a really comfortable day in the desert, mid-70s, maybe low 80s, but not real hot. I spent the rest of the day setting up my camp and relaxing.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin, howling.
sec to get everything.
Did you need a map or your set?
I don't. Probably, yeah. Give me a map, please. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
You too. Road trip, huh?
Road trip. I'm trying to get to all the national parks in the lower 48.
Okay.
That's a road trip.
That's a road trip.
Yeah. This is number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah. So
Okay.
then I turn to Death Valley and start heading east from there.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
you're going Death Valley after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to do it when it's a little cooler. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get going. No problem. Have a good day. Joshua Tree Visitor Center. It's the one in 29 Palms. This is one focuses on the indigenous people of the area, which I find fascinating because it's just, without the conveniences we have now, summers are hot, like you don't fry eggs on the ground because they're already hard boiled by the time you open them. And in the winter, it's cold, like really cold, freezing. It's cold, trust me, been here in the winter, not fun. Unless you have the right gear, not fun. But this one concentrates on the history of the indigenous people, which, like I said, really interesting to learn. And of course, I got the postcards, and now I'm heading off to my campground.
Breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors. Right. Moments pass, make this one count. Untie. You're so good at dragging yourself.
Joshua Tree National Park. Day 11, Park 9, and I made it to Joshua Tree. It's a little warm. Joshua Tree is the 54th park in the Park Service Library. It was a national monument in 1936 and dedicated as a park on October 31st, 1994. It averages about 3.25 million visitors a year, probably because it is so close to the LA basin. And it's during the winter, it's a great place to come. It's usually fairly warm or relatively warm compared to the coastal area. And there's a lot of good camping and hiking to do. So it gets a lot of visitors.
You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your fears bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die.
Breakfast of Champions, oatmeal, Pop-Tarts, and coffee. After packing up camp, I rode the 298 miles from Joshua Tree National Park to Death Valley, about 5.5 hours. When I left Joshua Tree, it was in the mid 70s, maybe high 70s, maybe low 80s, but it wasn't too hot, it was nice. By the time I got to Death Valley, it got a little warmer. But it's an awesome ride riding through the Mojave Desert at that time of year. Passed through Death Valley Junction. I passed the Aramogosa Hotel and Opera House. I'll put a link in the description below about a video I made there. And then when I turned into Death Valley and got to Furnace Creek, it got noticeably warmer. Death Valley National Park, finally made it. Day 12, park number 10, 11, I forget. Death Valley was the 53rd national park in the National Park Service, National Monument in 1933, and became a national park on October 31st, 1994, same day as Joshua Tree, where I was earlier today. Anyways, Death Valley National Park. We're gonna go spend the night. Okay, so this has been an interesting day. It's day 12. This is my 10th park. It's my favorite park because I've been here so many times. It's very photogenic. There's a lot of geological things to look at. There's a lot of history to it, cultural history. There's a lot of science to it. And there's some unique features that you don't see in any other place. It's been a good day. I made it, but it got warm. Left Joshua Tree like at 9:30, had to stop at the store and get some things, needed gas for my stove, which I won't even be using tonight because it's just hot right now. And then the closer I got to Death Valley, it was a 5.5 hour ride, and the closer I got to Death Valley, the warmer it got. Until I got here, the visitor center sign said it was 98. And I've been sitting in my campsite here, looking at this, just nothing but barren ground. So I am sitting in the shade of Mattis, as you can see back here, because, I mean, sitting in the shade right now is kind of important because I'm just trying to cool down. I'm trying to stay cool. I've cooled down now, just trying to stay cool. It was in that regard, it was a tough day because riding the heat with full gear, even though it's Gore-Tex and the vents are open, the vents work great. I got to give Climb credit. The gear works great, but it's still warm, and that's why I brought jeans, so that riding jeans, so that when I do get into hotter, can't imagine it's get hotter than this, but hotter weather. Like in Texas and Florida, I can wear jeans instead of my Gore-Tex pants, and I'll wear my jacket because I think that's important. But the jeans will be worn instead of the Climb pants, the Badland pants. So I made it to another national park. I seriously, I love this park. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because it's hot, really hot. I would recommend everybody, rider or not, come to Death Valley. I would recommend doing it more in the winter because it's not as hot, although it can get really cold too. So that is a thing you might want to be aware of. During the winter, it can get cold. And when it rains here, nothing good happens. Anyways, I would recommend anybody that come and visit this national park. Tomorrow, I'm heading towards Williams. I'm going to try to leave early because, well, you know, hot. So the sun comes up at 6. I'm going to see if I can get up about 5:30. And that is not what happened. I forgot I needed to get my passport stamped, pick up my postcards, and the visitor center doesn't open until 9 o'clock. So I slept in and went to the visitor center to take care of business. The visitor center is really nice. Because Death Valley is the hottest, lowest, and driest place on the North American continent, there's a lot of information that needs to be conveyed, and the visitor center does a great job of doing that. They also do a good job of warning of the dangers of being stupid in the park, and there's plenty of that happens. After that, I rode my 332 miles in 5 hours and 15 minutes from Death Valley National Park to Williams, Arizona, so I could go to the Grand Canyon the following day. It's the end of day 13. I'm in the Days Inn in Williams, Arizona, so I can go to the Grand Canyon tomorrow. That should be about a 50-mile ride up to the Grand Canyon, and then I'm going to take kind of go along the canyon through Trailview campground area, and then down south towards Holbrook. And I might also get to the Petrified Forest tomorrow. I'm not real sure. I'm hoping. Anyways, it was a good day. Not real long, not real hard, kind of fun. Got on the 40, got a little kind of slabby, but that's okay. Sometimes you need that just to turn off and get going. But yeah, all in all, good day today. Because Grand Canyon National Park gets about 4.5 million visitors a year, the visitor center is quite extensive. It gives a really good history of the exploration of the canyon. It does a good job of documenting the geology of the canyon, because the layers you see in the canyon are the geological history of the area. And from there, it's a short walk to the canyon rim. Glasses are falling off. Okay, day 14, Park 12, the Grand Canyon. I couldn't find a sign to take a picture of. I'll look for one on the way out, maybe I can find one. The Grand Canyon is the 14th national park in the service. It was a national monument in 1908, I think, and then in 1919, March 26th, it became a national park. It averages about 4.7 million travelers a year, and I think they're all over there on Mather Point right now, because, oh my God, it's crowded. I've seen lines at Disneyland that are as long as going there. Anyways, 14th day, 12th National Park, heading east towards, what the heck is that called? Petrified Forest, and maybe I'll hit that today and get another park today. And then I'm staying in a KOA in Holbrook. This is a good day. It's a good ride up here, and always never ceases to amaze me what this place looks like. I love watching the people that come here, because when you come over the rise, as you come closer to the edge and you see the actual Grand Canyon, which is really nothing more than a deep hole in the ground. It's a canyon, but it's grand. No, it is, pictures never do it justice. This video will not do it justice. When you get here, it is awe-inspiring. It is just, it's magical how big this place really is. So, Grand Canyon, day 14, park 12. Visitor Center campus. It's actually very well done. There's a cafe over there, really nice gift shop. But I'm heading to the visitor center, so I'm following the blue line, which would be like following the yellow brick road, but it's not. So, yeah. Petrified Forest National Park. Day 14, Park 13, second park today. Petrified Forest National Park was the 30th park in the Park Service. It was a national monument established in 1906 and became a national park December 9th, 1964. It averages about 470,000 visitors a year. I don't know why, because the 40 is right over there. Anyways, it's a beautiful park, and it's part of the Painted Desert. And if you can't figure out why, it's these amazing rock formations and colors from the geology and the volcanic action of the desert, and not just the volcanic action, just the geology, historic geology of the area. It's just really beautiful. If you're in the area, it's a quick stop because there's not much to see. It doesn't have a lot. Relatively small unit. Has a nice visitor center, great gift shop, and nice cafe to get something to eat. And then you can drive the road and be out of here probably in less than 30 minutes and seeing most of the park. Petrified wood is fossilized wood where the organic material has been replaced by minerals, which is mostly silica or sand-like minerals, over millions of years. It turns into stone, but it still preserves the original cellular structure, the rings of the wood, and the bark. So it looks like tree trunk, but it's stone. All right, let's see what this place looks like. Bed, bedding, bunk bed, which I don't need, but it will be used for storage. Shower and a bathroom. All right, 80 bucks. I can't beat that. That's not bad. Okay, good to go. That was a good day. Started out in Williams, Arizona, rode up to Grand Canyon, toured the Grand Canyon a little bit, and then I rode to Petrified Forest National Park, and now I'm here in Holbrook at a KOA where they have a cabin, and I got to tell you, for 80 bucks, it's a really good deal. You get a bed, you get a bunk bed, you get a full bathroom, a TV, microwave. The only thing it doesn't have is a desk to write at, and I'm outside taking care of that. I'm having a meal, breakfast, dinner of champions. Got peanut butter and jelly and burrito or tortillas. I'm going to make a peanut butter and jelly burrito, and that's going to be dinner because I don't need much I don't think, today. No, it's a really good day. It was about 306 miles, 5 hours and 32 minutes of traveling time, and a total time of 8 hours. So that was kind of long. That was a long day. I got to admit, the 8 hours was a long day. But other than that, it was a good day. I really enjoyed it. So a few more of those, and I would be okay. And then tomorrow, I'm heading down to the Tucson area to see the Saguaro National Park. That'll be day 15, park 14, hopefully. And then after that, I'm not real sure. There's another rest day coming up in the near future, in the next 3 or 4 days, just to take a day off, because you need to do that once in a while just to recharge all the body batteries and everything. But that was today. Yeah, like I said, good day. For all of you that are still around, you haven't turned off the video by now, thank you. I'll put up the next video as soon as I get done editing it. Until then, be great, do good, go out and explore.